The next day passed by quickly, and before I knew it, it was nighttime. The sky was cloudy, and I heard the sound of cars arriving. I looked out the window of the house and saw 2 BMWs and 1 Tesla. All of the cars looked brand new. I marveled at the beautiful sight. Out stepped 3 women. They were all wearing sweatpants and either a shirt or hoodie. Their faces looked sharp, and I could tell that they were wearing some makeup. They approached the door, and I heard a familiar ding-dong echo throughout the house. Steps approached the door and opened it. I heard Lori converse with these women, then walk into the living room. In preparation, I put on my maid costume and my fishnet leggings. I decided to also wear the black thong that Lori gave me, because I thought the outfit would look weird if I wore my normal underwear. A few minutes later, I received a text, summoning me to the living room. I strutted in confidently and asked Lori if I could help her with anything. The 4 women all laughed, and Lori said, "I told you he is great. I was so happy I could find someone for this job on such short notice. Anyway, I would like to introduce you to some of my friends." Lori gestured towards the 3 women and said, "This is Marissa, Ava, and Olivia." They each introduced themselves to me. Lori continued, "I've been telling them about what a good job you have done cleaning my house, and they decided to bring a present for you." Each of the women presented a wrapped gift. Lori motioned for me to open one. I walked up to Marissa and took her gift. It was pretty heavy and bulky. I pulled the wrapping paper off of it and could immediately tell what it was. It was an assortment of different makeup products and brushes. There was lipstick, mascara, foundation, glitter, and much more. Marissa asked me if I liked it, and I said yes. I was confused why she would get me a makeup set, but I guessed where this was going. The next gift was from Ava, and it was much lighter. I quickly opened it and discovered that it was a brown wig. The hair was about shoulder length, and it looked real. I thanked Ava for it and moved on to the final gift from Olivia. This gift was shaped like a rectangle and was very hard. I removed the wrapping paper and revealed what was underneath. It was a Louis Vuitton shoe bag. I opened the shoe box, and my mouth dropped. There were black 4-inch heels with the Louis Vuitton logo all over the inside. I had previously seen these heels in advertisements and knew that they were a few $100s. All of the women leaned in and looked into the shoebox. Olivia said, "Only the best for Lori's top maid." I smiled and said thank you. Lori chimed in and said, "Okay, what would you like to put on first?" I responded, "Up to you." Lori picked up the makeup box and told everyone to follow her into the bathroom. She pulled out a chair and told me to sit down. The women opened the makeup kit on the sink counter and began taking items out. Marissa came over first and began applying foundation to my face. Ava walked over and put fake eyelashes on me. Olivia applied lipstick to my lips, and Lori added concealer. Some time passed, and before I knew it, they were done. I was unrecognizable and looked glamorous. I admired my new look in the mirror. If not for my hair, I would have thought that I was a woman. Lori brought my wig and secured it onto my head. I was impressed by how compressed my hair was and how real the wig looked. I looked like a woman now. We all left the bathroom and returned to the living room. Lori helped me put the heels on and practice walking in them. I liked how they made me taller. Ava suggested that we do a little photoshoot. She sat me down on the couch and instructed me to strike different poses while the other women took pictures. After a few minutes, we moved to the doorway, where we took some pictures of me squatting down. Lori interrupted the photoshoot and said that she was really hungry. Everyone else agreed that they were also hungry, and we decided to go get some food. The only place that was open this late was McDonald's. We all hopped in Lori's car and drove off. Lori's car was a convertible, and she had the top down. The temperature was perfect, and the traffic was fairly light. It felt new dressing up as a maid outside of the house. I felt more nervous that someone would see me. I then remembered that it was late, so it was unlikely that I would meet anyone I know. I was sitting in the back seat between Olivia and Ava. We pulled up to a red light, and there was a Jeep full of guys next to us. Their windows were rolled down, and I felt their eyes on us as we waited for the light to turn green. Lori looked at me through the rear-view mirror and said, "Put on a show for them." I thought it would be funny to stand up and dance. I unbuckled my seatbelt and stood up on the seat. I waved at them and did a little dance. They cheered me on and whistled loudly. Suddenly, the light turned green, and Lori accelerated the car. The power of the car pulled me back, and I turned to catch myself against the back headrest. The wind from my acceleration blew up my skirt, exposing my bottom to the guys in the Jeep. They all howled with laughter as our car sped away from them. I readjusted my thong, then sat back down in the back seat. Marissa turned around in the front seat and said, "When you're wearing a skirt, you always have to be mindful of the wind. I'm sure those guys liked that." We all laughed and continued to talk as we drove. Before I knew it, we pulled into the McDonald's parking lot. We tried to go through the drive-thru, but it had been temporarily closed for some reason. Lori parked the car and turned around to look at me. She said, "I dare you to go inside and order for us." I didn't mind since it was late at night. All of the women told me their order, and I strutted across the parking lot. I tried my best to do a model walk as my heels clicked on the pavement. I heard them cheer me on as I entered the building. The second I opened the door, my heart stopped. One of my ex-coworkers was sitting at one of the tables. Michael and I had worked together extensively on many projects, and our eyes instantly met. He was known for being very messy and would always leave his food out at work. This really got on my nerves when I worked with him. He held eye contact and I looked away. I quickly went up to the machine and began ordering. I turned my body away from him so that he couldn't see my face. My hands were shaking as I entered in the order. I swiped my card, then walked to the other side of the restaurant. I glanced at him as I walked by, and our eyes met. I instantly regretted looking at him. He got up and I heard him walk up to me. My back was faced to him when I heard, "Excuse me." I slowly turned around. We stared at each other, and he said, "Do I know you from somewhere? You look familiar." In my best high-pitched voice, I said, "Haha, I get that a lot. No, honey, I don't think we know each other." He continued to speak. "Why are you dressed as a maid?" I heard my order number being called and felt relieved. I said, "Well, someone has to clean up after your dirty mess, Michael." His eyes opened all the way, and I turned away from him and picked up my order. As I walked to the door, I winked at Michael and ruffled my skirt around so he got a glance at my thong. His mouth dropped as I walked out of the store and up to Lori's car. "That took forever. Were you cleaning the inside of the whole store?" said Lori as I got in the car. I laughed, and we zipped back to Lori's house. We all sat around the dining table and ate our food. It was really late at this point, and we were all tired. I changed out of my maid outfit and removed the makeup. We stayed up later into the night talking, and I ended up telling them about what happened at McDonald's. They found it super funny and told me that I was brave. We all fell asleep in the living room. After the sleepover, I continued to work for Lori part-time and got another job back in the startup world. Lori let me keep the maid costume, and sometimes I would wear it just for fun. Hey guys, thanks for watching. Please leave a like and comment below what you guys would want me to make the next story about. Thanks.